Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. Hey, real quick, just want to let y'all know, and we're going to remind you also at the end of the show. What's up, Donald?
Donald Ray.
Just want to let you know at the end of the show, again, we're moving from Wednesday to Monday. So this coming Monday, President's Day, we are live, okay? It's like we said, during the football season, we don't compete with Monday Night Football. All right? So football season, all that other stuff is finished and over with. So we're moving back to Monday, starting Monday night, President's Day. Got it? All right, cool. All right, let's go and introduce ourselves. Y'all know what it is. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs the show, future Hall of Famer. That direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat.
Broadcasting live from San Antonio, Texas. I'm here for a work convention.
San Antonio, Texas.
But we don't take no days off on Just a Fan Podcast. If I'm not here, something has gone drastically wrong. So no days off.
No days off. San Antonio, Texas, home of the San Antonio Spurs. David Robinson, Navy Academy, Tim Duncan, Wake Forest University. All them guys.
I don't even care about that. It's the food.
I know this football. I'm just there's no NFL team in San Antonio, so what can I say?
Listen, if you ever in San Antonio, like they got shout out to my man Dave Lombardi, who's a content creator for the 49ers, but everywhere he goes, he eats somewhere and he always doing stuff on his videos. And I'm like, San Antonio is one of the best places to come if you have big back activities that you want to engage in. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you on a diet, I'm gonna go to San Antonio for a couple of days. Nah, you gonna eat something because it's gonna be in the air. Is this food gonna be in your nostrils? You're gonna smell it and like, okay, I need to go get some of this over here. And I'm gonna tell you right now, go to a restaurant called Guadalajara.
What up, Dio?
It's a restaurant called Guadalajara, and they serve this thing called molcajete. Ask for the molcajete. And I promise you, they're going to have to wheel you out of there because you're going to be full. I'm just food coma. Not to mention, if you order one of the margaritas, it's going to be another reason they're going to be wheeling you out of there because they don't skimp. I'm just saying, none of the Mexican restaurants I've gone to down here, they don't skimp on the alcohol on their margaritas. Their margaritas are for real. So shout out San Antonio, Texas. I'm here right now, but let's get down to brass tacks.
And also, I've been to San Antonio, Texas once because the Cowboys used to hold training camps down there. The year Bill Parcells' first year as head coach, I was at that training camp. So definitely big shout out to San Antonio. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, just real quick because it was just good. I went to when it was at the stadium. When you first got inside the stadium because it was hot. Oh my God, it was hot. When you got inside the stadium, there was a lady. She had a little thing where she sold lemonade. Man, lemonade was some of the best lemonade I ever had in my life. Some of the best lemonade I ever had in my life. So, yeah, big shout out to San Antonio, Texas. Anyway, Dio, if your friend said Super Bowl was horrible, man, I'm sorry, but it was a defensive game. So you gotta know defense.
If you don't appreciate good defense, yeah, you're gonna say Super Bowl was boring. It was kind of like that Super Bowl where the Patriots played the Rams when Jared Goff was the starting quarterback for the Rams.
That one.
It was a defensive struggle, and it was like if you appreciate good defensive football, then it was a good game.
Yes,
a lot of people want to see a bunch of touchdowns and big plays, and I'm gonna just tell you right now, it ain't gonna be like that when you got two teams that are strong defensively, and you have questionable quarterbacks, which we're gonna get off into in a minute because we're gonna break down this game. We're gonna talk about some things and dispel some rumors and some fallacies that people are already starting to say.
All right, but let's get into the Pro Bowl first, man. Before we get into the Super Bowl.
What Pro Bowl?
I'm sorry, not Pro. Well, I said Pro Bowl. My bad. I meant to say Hall of Fame. Lord have mercy. We don't talk Pro Bowl. Okay, there's nothing to talk about.
Like, what Pro Bowl?
Yeah, there's nothing to talk. When it comes to Pro Bowl, there's nothing to talk about anymore, man.
Yeah.
The last thing to talk about was Sean Taylor hitting Brian Moorman on a fake punt run, but that was it.
That was wonderful.
Okay. Anyway, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. 5 people got in, 4 from the modern class, 1 from the senior class. The one from the senior class was one of Eric's favorite football players of all time, running back Roger Craig. Congratulations for finally getting in. It shouldn't have taken this long, but congratulations for finally getting in.
The man looked like a California raisin now, and he shouldn't have to look like that right now to get to. He shouldn't have got to that point where he looks like that before he get into the Hall of Fame, y'all. That was a travesty. I'm glad he finally got in. But I mean, like, and if anybody can sit up and say, well, Roger Craig doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, like you don't know ball. Just say you don't know ball. Don't say nothing like that. Because before there was Marshall Faulk, that was Roger Craig. Before there was LaDainian Tomlinson, that was Roger Craig. Before there was Christian McCaffrey, that was Roger Craig. And people don't know that because that's oh man, don't get me started talking about the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas because they think time the time on Earth started with them. They don't know history. You stand on the shoulders of greatness, and you need to find out whose shoulders you standing on. So, but that's a whole nother story.
Yes. So Roger Craig got in. Quarterback Drew Brees got in from Purdue University, played for the old San Diego Chargers and the New Orleans Saints, got a Super Bowl ring with the Saints. Wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald out of University of Pittsburgh, Panthers, and played his entire career with the Arizona Cardinals. Made it to 1 Super Bowl, but did not win, unfortunately. Linebacker Luke Kuechly, don't ask me what school he went to, but he played linebacker for the Carolina Panthers. And special teams kicker Adam Vinatieri played with the Patriots and the Colts. His rise to fame was kicking that game-winning field goal against the Raiders in that famous tuck rule game. Yep. So let's talk. Do you want to cover all 5 of them, or what do you want to do?
I think that the only thing that needs to be covered is the fact that there were only 5. That's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with who went in. I have a problem with the number of people that went in. And I think a lot of us who actually follow this closely, what the Hall of Fame is doing, people are going to die before they can get into the Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame committee drags ass. Let's just go ahead and be real about it. And it's a travesty. They have got to increase the size of their classes, and they've got to put aside all their pettiness, because some people just being flat out petty. And that's all.
Agreed.
And and I'm not gonna get off into the Bill Belichick thing, but there are people that have had to wait literal decades before they get in, and knowing that they put together a Hall of Fame career. Sometimes the Hall of Fame gets it right, but they get it wrong more often than they get it right. I say on here, if I'm making a prediction about anything dealing with the NFL, I said I'm not always right, but I'm more right than I'm wrong. The Hall of Fame is the exact opposite. The NFL Hall of Fame is almost the exact opposite. They're like, we're not always wrong, but we're more wrong than we're right. And it's got to stop, man, because there's no way. And I'm speaking for Trish TV, who may join us a little bit later, but I'm speaking for him when, you got people whose kids are at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony bawling their eyes out, unveiling their loved one's bust because he's dead. He has to get inducted posthumously. That doesn't make any damn sense.
It doesn't. Not at all.
I grew up in the church, and we used to have a saying all the time: "We're gonna give you your flowers while you living. We're gonna give you your flowers while you
While
living."
you living, yes,
That
sir.
means we're gonna compliment you. We're gonna give you your praise and your honor, how the work that you've done before we have your funeral. Okay, well, you alive to let you're alive to see us appreciating you. And that's what a lot of these guys have done, man. Some of these guys, man, good and hell well they got CTE. Some of them ain't gonna even remember that they got in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just, these guys deserve to get in a whole lot quicker than what they've been getting in. And the Hall of Fame committee has got to do better. And
Way better.
I'm off my soapbox on that one.
Well, and listen, and I told y'all this. 8 people can get in. 8 people can get in. It's 5 from the modern class, 1 from the senior class, 1 from the coaching list, and 1 contributor. And usually, a contributor is like a owner or someone like Ed Sable who used to do like NFL films and stuff. But so really, Belichick could have gotten in on the coaching part because even though Roger Craig got in on the senior list, there was still room for Belichick and there was still room for Robert Kraft as a contributor. And they still could have voted a 5th guy from the modern list. They only put 4 in. And I'm telling you right now, the Hall of Fame is backed up because also still in that senior list. I mean, you talking about Roger Craig. I keep bringing the name up. Elsie Greenwood played back in the 70s with the steel curtain defense. Right. When's he getting in? Joe Jacoby played the same decade as a Roger Craig.
Mm-hmm.
When the old Washington Redskins, he was part of the Hogs.
What are y'all waiting on?
What y'all waiting on?
I don't know. It's like they're gatekeeping.
Yes.
It's kind of like, well, we'll make them wait. Why? Just because. What the hell, man? No, that's not cool. It's not cool. And I got a problem with anybody that's on the voting committee for the Hall of Fame that has that type of mentality. Because here's the wild thing. None of these guys are Hall of Famers. Most of them. I don't think there's anybody that's a Hall of Famer. Like, you got people who did not play the game at the level that the people that they're judging. Listen to me now. You got people who either did not play the sport at all or did not play it at the level that these guys that they're judging, deciding whether or not they can get in. I've said it before, and I say it again. And Donald just said it. Donald just said it right there in the comment. It should be the guys who are currently in the Hall of Fame and the guys that played against or for or with those guys that are being considered in their era that should be doing the vote. Period. It shouldn't be Joe Schmo from the Daily Bugle. I don't think Bill Belichick should get in. Who the hell are you? Again, and like I said, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. We need to move on, but Just a Fan Podcast, we just getting going. But let's say this thing blows up. And because of all of you guys subscribing and the algorithm blows up and we become this big franchise. Let's say, I don't know, Fox Sports 1 gives us a show like Around the Horn with Kornheiser and Wilbon, something like that. Or they give us, or ESPN gives us a show or something like that. Even then, and I said this before, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but even then, we shouldn't get a vote in the Hall of Fame. We should not get a vote. Not Coach Williams, not Pando 316. You know why? Because we didn't play in the NFL. And if we did play ball during our time playing ball, we never played at the level that these guys played in order to be judging them.
Right.
So that's a huge problem I got with the Hall of Fame. That's like, I'm like, you're not finna sit up and tell me you ain't done my job on the level that I did my job. And you trying to judge me. You know, for those of y'all don't know, I'm a band director, but you got all these content creators that have comments about bands. I'm like, where your music degree? Well, you ain't certified to teach band with but you got a whole channel where you talking this, that, and the third, and who should be they ranking bands and everything like that. And it's like you ain't it. You was probably third chair triangle when you played. You know what I'm saying?
I'm assuming
12 chair kazoo, and you up here talking about somebody. No.
You said, to me that sounded like third string, man. When you said third chair, I was
no. You know what? That's the equivalent of, hey, I'm gonna carry the water. And,
oh Lord,
I'm gonna help wash the jerseys with coach. That's what that is. So, but yeah, the writers, these different writers and all these, no, they should not be voting on Hall of Fame. I'm ready to move on. I don't even want to talk about it no more. They just piss me off when I think about it.
And by the way, just real quick, if y'all see the list for 2027,
it's a log jam.
It's a log jam, man. Oh my goodness.
Because some of these guys should have been got in, and now you got to deal with the ones that's coming up that just became eligible, and you still got a bunch of them that was just still sitting up there that's been waiting for decades almost.
Yeah, because I saw Gronkowski's name on there. I saw Ben Roethlisberger's name on there. I said, ooh, man.
See,
and those are the first year eligibles for 2027.
Yeah. Well, all right. They had a game on Sunday.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, it was a game. Some people didn't think it was a good game.
I think a lot of people didn't think it was a good game. I think, let me put it this way, and I don't want to judge nobody, but you have your groups of people. You have your casual fans, and I think the casual fans didn't think it was a good game because, like you just said earlier in the show, they want high explosive plays, they want high scoring. But I think the way football is being played, especially defensively, it's hard to get explosive plays. It's hard to get score a lot of points. Because offense is going to have to figure out a way to run the ball against these light boxes. And what I mean by light boxes, like 5-6 man boxes, while throwing the football against two high shells and these different coverage rotations. But for the fans like me and Pando who understand, like, hey, this could be a defensive game, and that's what it was. It was a defensive game.
What I said last week.
It was going to be a defensive game.
I said it was going to be a low scoring game. It didn't low scoring game to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, right. That's when the points really started coming, was the fourth quarter. But a lot of those points was like really just not. I'm not going to say they weren't necessary, but they just, by the time those points were scored, the game, you already had a feeling who was winning that game.
Mm-hmm. I felt like the game was over. When it got to be about 12-0 Seattle, I said, this game's over.
Yeah.
Because of the pace that these defenses are playing at. You know, the defenses were just great. And I said it was going to be low scoring. And it just took off in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Because people forgot that New England had an outstanding defense. The offense couldn't produce anything. And a lot of that had to do, everyone wants to blame this on Drake May, but I'm gonna be real with you. And I've been waiting several days to talk about this. Josh McDaniels set Drake May up for failure. He should be getting in the cut face first. If you play his fraternity, you know what I'm talking about. But he needed to get in the cut face first for the play calling that he called against Seattle's defense. And a lot of people, again, the casuals, they'll be like, well, Drake May just, he got exposed because they played a weak schedule. Hey, man, listen, Drake May played against Houston, Texas defense.
Chargers.
The Chargers defense and the Broncos defense in the playoffs. Get out of my face with that, okay? He played against some of the best defenses in the league. Josh McDaniels set him up for failure with his game plan. Okay? Fun fact, the Patriots did not run one screen pass until the last play of the Super Bowl. They are constantly putting heat on Drake May the entire game, whether it was with a 4-man front or they were sending blitzes off the corner. Devin Witherspoon was in the backfield so many times, I don't even remember how many times it was.
And actually, even though those were corner blitzes, but he wasn't coming off the edge. He was shooting through B gap.
Yeah, he was like, it was almost like a twist all the way from the corner coming all the way into a twist in the B gap. But it was so much pressure being put on. But Josh McDaniels steady calling 5 and 7 step drop plays. What the hell? That's like, okay, listen, we want to test out this new shark-proof suit, Brandon. Okay. So what we finna do is there's this tank in here. It's full of great whites, full of tigers, bull sharks, everything. We ain't fed them in a week. Okay. All right. Look, listen. This is what we need you to do. We gonna put this pork chop suit on you. Okay. We sold a bunch of pork chops together. It's a coat and some pants. And we're gonna give you some some flippers and stuff. And we want to test out to see if this suit gonna work. All right, you ready? No, sploosh, and we push you in the pool. That's what Josh McDaniels did to Drake May. That's literally what Josh. Because I'm like, you got this man taking 5 and 7 step drops. He don't have time to get rid of the ball. And when he did have time, they were dropping all these guys in the cover. So he just standing there. And then the pass rush actually got to him a lot of times because of coverage. A lot of those sacks were cover sacks. A lot of those sacks were just heavy pressure. Yes. But he made zero adjustments to help his young second-year quarterback out. And I'm going, I said, the score don't have to be like this.
It really doesn't.
The offensive play calling was so bad for New England. And yes, I'm not taking anything away from Seattle's defense. Yes, I hate Seattle, but I don't have my fan hat to put on. This is my analyst hat. But taking off my analyst hat, putting on my fan hat, I can't stand Seattle. But putting my analyst hat back on, you can't take nothing from their defense. Their defense is fantastic.
It really is.
It's fantastic. And coming from me, that's saying a lot. Okay? Not taking anything from them, but there's ways to get around and circumvent some of the things that they were doing defensively.
Yes.
Mike McDonald was fantastic, but there were things that you could have gotten around. You know, they didn't throw a touchdown until what was that? Josh Joe got out to play the game for one play because him and Stephon Diggs had a dust
fight. Mm-hmm.
And then they put Tariq Woolen in, and Tariq Woolen proceeded to immediately give up a touchdown. And I was just like, but beside that, because that's a one-off, there were things that were happening with Seattle's defense that could be exploited. But Josh McDaniel, who's supposed to be this great offensive coordinator, indict me because I gave him a lot of credit because I was like, he's a horrible head coach, but he's a great offensive coordinator. I'm not so sure now. Then not to mention you got a rookie left tackle who later we found out had a torn ligament all season. Then you got a rookie left guard. So your left guard, your left tackle, your quarterback's blindside is not up to par against pass rush.
Not to mention left tackle gave up 14 pressures in this game. I was like,
hello. They were depositing Will Campbell in Drake May's lap.
They were literally bull rushing.
He could not drop his tail and anchor for nothing.
Nothing.
And it was like, hey, you were seeing this in the first half or the first quarter, and you're not making any adjustments. You still got your quarterback taking 5 and 7 step drops. Okay, well, look here. We got a pork chop hat you can wear with the jacket and the pants when we throw you in the Shark Tank. That's what it was. The casuals will sit up and say, I've seen so many memes and so many little comments on social media about Drake May, and it's like, nah, bro. Now, did Drake May do some dumb stuff? Sure, absolutely. But he was set up for failure.
I think some of those mistakes he made though he was so shook.
He was so frazzled by the time.
And you said, and he was also frustrated because he saw the game slipping away.
He started forcing stuff. That's when the interceptions came. That's when the turnovers came. It's like, I got to make something happen. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm an MVP candidate. I got to prove something. And it's like, man, you're the program that you're in right now for this particular game is not conducive to your success, sir. And it's not your fault. But
it really isn't.
But Josh McDaniel just really. I have a friend who's a Patriot fan. And she's been a Patriot fan since before they knew Tom Brady was good. So she's a real Patriots fan. And she was just like, I need you to go off on Josh McDaniel Wednesday night. So Desiree Howard, there you go.
Mhm.
Shout out Desiree Howard. But yeah, it was it didn't make no sense. The Patriots defense played, they were like the Greeks at Thermopylae. You know, if anybody doesn't understand that reference, I'm talking about like if you've ever seen the movie 300, that was about the Battle of Thermopylae. The Greeks at Thermopylae had 300. Actually, the real life is about 1,200 because it was 300 Spartans and it was several other Greeks, but they were vastly outnumbered. But they held that mountain pass for like 3 days. That's literally what the Patriots defense did. They held. They didn't give up a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And it was like, what more can you ask from that defense? You can't ask nothing like, hey man, we didn't let them in the end zone for 3 quarters. You got to give us something. And we were watching that game and we were chatting live as it was going on, and we were all saying eventually that defense is going to give. They can't hold
that long. You can't.
That's long. Tough. They cannot. They're getting tired. Kenneth Walker was running like a maniac.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And so you like
he deserved the MVP.
Yeah, and he deserved the MVP. You know, and that's I'm gonna get into another topic about the MVP because there's some still people that's like you need to shut up. But anyway, eventually that defense was gonna give, and you know. It's not on Mike Vrabel who calls the defense, and it's not on the defense. They did, man. Christian Gonzalez played out of his freaking mind.
Yeah, he's a very good corner.
Yeah, I mean, he's upper echelon corner. He just quietly does his job. He's not as flashy as some of the other ones. They get a lot of the recognition and stuff. There's some guys that get recognition at cornerback in the league that really don't deserve the credit that they get.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
But Christian Gonzalez is quietly one of the best corners in the league. You know, and I'm hold on, let me. Washington, you screwed up because I said that. I said that the day they got drafted because Christian Gonzalez was sitting right there on the board, Washington, and you took Emmanuel Forbes, a guy who's now on his 3rd or 4th team and still ain't that great. You took that guy. You could have had Christian Gonzalez. And one of the biggest problems Washington had this year was pass coverage. But that's another story. I'm talking about Christian Gonzalez for the New England Patriots. He played an outstanding game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And one of those corners who should not get a lot of praise because he's not good is Trayvon Diggs. And the reason why that is because he is
trash.
Okay, all right.
Oh, and by the way,
you could just throw that in there, like it was like so random, but you had to just throw that in there, like, oh, he said cornerback. Let me Trayvon Diggs, trash.
Yeah. and his brother, never mind. Shut up. Anyway.
I think Stephon wasn't bad.
No. They took him out the game.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. I think Seattle was just so good. Seattle's so good in coverage.
Yes.
That they just took.
They have good DBs.
They have very good DBs, and if you don't have anybody that can really truly threaten to take the top off, that really can get on the toes of those safeties, then you're in trouble. That's why San Francisco had trouble with them in the divisional round, and same thing. Rams had problems with them too. You got to have somebody that can stretch that defense out well enough to where you can get everything in between.
Yes.
You don't have that, then the Rams. Yes, Devontae Adams is a great receiver, but he don't have the wheels he used to have. Puka Nacua never had the wheels, honestly. He's just a really good possession receiver with great hands.
He's a great route runner, right.
The 49ers didn't have anybody to take the top off because Ricky Pearsall wasn't who he's supposed to be with all his injuries. Then he didn't play. Juwan Jennings is strictly a possession guy. He's actually a small tight end if you really think about it. But you look at well, they were off the wild card weekend, but I'm talking about those two playoff games. So, if you don't have something, and I think there's got to be something that New England's got to look at, and then it's a great segue because we're going in and talking about what moving forward, what's next after this game. New England's got to look into finding somebody via free agency or the draft that's going to be able to be more of a threat at wide receiver. They have good but not great wide receivers.
And see, Stephon Diggs is going to be a whole nother year older.
Yes,
because you're looking at someone that's been in the league for a hot minute, and I mean literally a hot minute. Stephon Diggs is 32.
Ooh.
He turns 33 in next November.
Yeah.
So my question is like, how much longer are you going to keep playing football?
We definitely know you can't do what you did before where you could take the top off. You lost that ability. Are you still a good receiver that could be part of somebody's offense to be productive? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the New England's lacking that guy that can take the top off.
Yeah. And we know you can catch, we know you can run routes, but like I said, you're gonna be a whole nother year older. And the way his contract is structured, now I doubt if they will do this, but they can get out of his contract this year and just take an $8 million hit. I doubt if they do that because I'm sure they're gonna want to find somebody, and they probably need to go ahead and draft a receiver in the first 2 rounds. They need to draft a receiver in the first 2 rounds and start developing him and trying to make him the anchor wide receiver, which will continue this youth movement for New England. Let me ask you a quick question before we get even deeper into New England. Was New England similar to the 2024 Washington Commanders, where I feel like they were early?
Yes and no. The yes is they had an easy schedule, kind of like Washington had that year last year, and they played a lot to it. That's not missed on me because people are like, oh, they had an easy schedule, that's why they got this far and blah blah blah. Yes, but they made it to the Super Bowl. It was like they had to go through some really tough teams. Yes, I know Jared Stidham started for the Broncos. I understand that. Yes, I know that C.J. Stroud decided he was going to completely crap the bed in that divisional round. But you got to catch them. You got to catch those interceptions, So, no, in the fact that defense is legitimate. The defense is legitimate. No, in the fact that quarterback is going to be a young star. I think that this Super Bowl game for him was more flukish than reality. I think he's going to be back in the midst of things. I think he's going to be a year wiser. They give him the right weapons. I think we're going to see another Drake May, potentially another Drake May MVP run-ish run, MVP-ish run. Because you know what? You don't have to be MVP. You can just be MVP-ish.
Yes.
You can win, especially if your defense is that good.
Yes.
You don't even have to be MVP-ish. You just got to be pretty doggone good.
And he finished in second place this year.
Yes. So, which is great segue going to talking about Mr. Sam Darnold. That's a prime example of having a quarterback that just knows when to make the right throws,
yes,
when to eat it,
yes,
and just let the defense and the running game do your thing. Sam Darnold.
That's maturity at quarterback too.
Because go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Because here's a guy that's been in the league for a while, and he's been through a lot. First round, drafted in the first round, number 3 overall. Been with different franchises like the Jets, Carolina. I think he was with you guys for a year, and so he's seen a lot. And because he's seen a lot, nothing's brand new. So he wasn't. It was opposite of what Drake May went through. Drake May was shaken up and frustrated. Sam Darnold settled in and said, "Hey, I know that I don't have to be Superman The
especially
defense is playing fantastic. My run game is fantastic. When you have that, and I've always said this, and maybe I wasn't clear about it on this show, but I'm gonna be clear about it now. When you have a quarterback that understands that I don't have to be Superman every single play, and when you don't put your quarterback in position to be Superman every single play for 65 plays, you have a chance of winning. Every quarterback is not going to be a Patrick Mahomes or a Peyton Manning or Joe Montana.
He's not even remotely close to any of that.
Right. But he was smart enough to realize, hey, I got things going well for me right now. Let me not put the football in danger and harm's way and let my run game, because Kenneth Murray was making stuff work. If Sam Darnold turns the ball over,
Kenneth Walker.
Huh?
You say Kenneth Murray, Kenneth Walker.
My bad. See, I'm messing up. I've been messing up with the names lately. I don't know what's going on with me. What's up? What's up? But yeah, my run game, he was like I said, he's making plays. Defense is shutting stuff down. Like they couldn't score. New England could not score whatsoever. So that's the maturity of saying, hey, let me just not put the ball in harm's way.
Now, I gotta get on Clint Kubiak for just a second, because remember we were talking during the game while we were watching the game. It's like the game was in hand. I think they were up like 19-0 at this point. I'm like, literally, you can run the ball 3 times and punt, and you're still gonna win this game.
Yeah, we should.
Clint Kubiak kept putting that ball in his hands and kept wanting to make him throw it. And I'm going, all right, you pulling a Shanahan.
You know what?
Because there were a couple of plays that Sam Darnold almost gave the ball away.
You know what? The pace that the Super Bowl was going, it should have been over sooner than it was.
Yeah, run the ball, get out of there.
Because
I literally think it was Clint Kubiak trying to make Sam Darnold the MVP.
Yeah,
he's trying to force him into the MVP.
The game was over like 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm like, yo, this game probably could have been a half hour shorter had he just ran the ball, like he said, 3 times a punt. Because if you don't get the first down, okay, fine, your defense still shutting stuff down.
And on top of that, hey, who says it's 3 that he running the ball 3 times? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the rate that Kenneth Walker was running the ball, they might have been getting first down at the first. We don't know, because at that point, New England's defense was gassed. So, like, run the ball. Just run the ball.
Just run the ball.
And so that
and who cares if he has 200 yards?
Yeah, this brings me to my point. You know, there are people and they're Seahawks fans. Hold on, let me make sure. Look at your screen when I say this. Seahawks fans who are saying that Sam Darnold is elite because he won a Super Bowl. God damn it, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Is he elite?
Nope.
Sam Darnold threw from a bucket full of yards more than Trent Dilfer did in his Super Bowl. Okay? And I mean a little bucket. And it's like, y'all got to stop with this just because, he won a Super Bowl, so he's elite. No. Let's stop that. Let's stop that madness. Sam Darnold did what Sam Darnold is Jimmy Garoppolo with a better arm and better decision making. And that's a hot take, and I don't care who got to say, I don't care. Argue with your mama. That Sam Darnold is a game manager, and that's all he had. That's all Seattle needed to have to win, because Geno Smith was such a bad shitter, that they like, wait a minute, we ain't gonna never win nothing with Geno Smith. Let's go get Sam Darnold. He's playing well in Minnesota.
Yep, and he
was. At least Sam Darnold ain't gonna get the ball away as much as Geno, make boneheaded throws like Geno Smith. And that's all you need when you have an elite defense and you have a great running game. The quarterback is sitting in the back seat eating chips. He ain't got to drive nothing. He ain't got to take nobody nowhere.
Nope.
And that's what Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold is not elite. Okay, I need y'all to stop the madness. Seattle fans, I know you want to just, you so happy you won a Super Bowl. Congratulations, you won your second Super Bowl. Congratulations. But let's pump the brakes on the Sam Darnold glazing, please. Okay. He is a game manager. Okay.
Yes, that's what he did.
He managed the game enough. He managed enough games to get you to a Super Bowl and to win a Super Bowl. And we was talking about the MVP as the game was closing out. And I remember saying to myself, I said, if they get this damn MVP to Sam Darnold, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm serious. I'm just gonna lose it. I was like,
yeah, because
it better be Kenneth Walker or the defense.
We were listing who should have won the Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
Okay. We was like, hey, Kenneth should win it. The kicker should have won it because he had 5 field goals.
I was going to brace on that one because none of his kicks were over 41 yards. His longest was 41. And in today's NFL, those are chip shots.
Yeah, those are chip shots. But and then the only person we said was somebody on that defense.
Or the defense as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole.
Because I mean, yeah, it was great. So it was like there was like a list of people you could have gone down before you get to Sam Darnold if you're looking at it realistically about MVP. You know, and it's like, no, he is what he is. He's Trent Dilfer. He's Jimmy Garoppolo. He's all these game managers that have elite defenses and great running games. And he did what he enough to win a damn through 1 touchdown. Yay.
Hercules.
Yay, sound good. I threw 1 touchdown, coach. I did my part. Yes, you did. You did your part. That's it. That's all.
Here's a biscuit. Here's a biscuit with butter and jelly on it.
Yeah, man. Here's a cookie. You know, but yeah, because at that point he didn't even have to throw that touchdown. If that would have been incomplete, that touchdown he threw to the tight end, it would have been incomplete, and they'd have kicked another field goal. They still won the damn game going away. They still would have won the game going away. That's like, so it really, that touchdown he threw was inconsequential. It helped put the game pretty much out of reach. Okay, we'll give you that. You know, and I made a post about that. I was like, the only difference between Sam Darnold and Jimmy Garoppolo is that he actually connected on the touchdown that would have put the game out of reach and won the game. That's it. That's the only difference between the two. That's the only difference I see. And I'm just like, let's pump the brakes before they throw the word elite around too much. They throw it like, and in this society that we live in, people don't have a bandwidth anymore to just say somebody's pretty good. You either trash or you elite. There's several levels between here and here.
Yes.
And people don't know, they don't have the bandwidth to say, hey, you know what? He's good enough to win with all the stuff around. That's it.
Tristan, you got anything on both Drake May, quarterback of the Patriots, and Sam Darnold, quarterback of the Seahawks from the Super Bowl?
Well, with the Drake May situation, you gotta understand, 2nd-year QB, he saw things with defensively that he probably ain't see all year. And the thing is, you have to understand that he was playing with house money all through the season. It doesn't negate the fact that he's a great player. It doesn't negate the fact that he's going to be a great quarterback. But he's in his 2nd year and didn't have to deal with defenses quite like Seattle that was from top to bottom. Just,
that's not true.
You know, ready for him.
That's not true, Tristan.
I know it is true. It is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Who you playing the playoffs, Tristan?
No, I'm talking about the totality as a team. You didn't have to. Exactly. He didn't have to play against Bo Nix. He didn't have to play against Bo Nix.
But he don't play against Bo Nix. He plays against the defense though.
But he didn't play well. But he didn't play well against those defenses. It just so happened that the offenses on the other team were worse.
You said that he hadn't seen defenses like Seattle, and I'm like, that's not.
I'm talking about the defensive scheme where from top to bottom, outside of Denver, top to bottom, the defensive scheme was top notch. What he saw in the Super Bowl, the only team where I can really respect it is the Texans, Broncos, and Seattle's defense.
Okay.
So other than that, in the regular season, he ain't had to see too many things like that.
I agree with you. On the regular season.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so the Super Bowl is when playoffs he went to bed, but he really got exposed because you had a fully healthy defense he had to go look at, and you had an offense that was going to be competent enough to offset whatever you had going on, and he didn't know how to do it. I more so put it. A lot of people put stuff on Drake May. I more so put it on Josh McDaniels. I
Hello.
think Josh McDaniels,
Say it
you
again.
are
Say that
14
again, please.
years outside of the time that you've been out of New
Krista,
England.
say that again,
You've
please.
been an OC for 14 years.
Come on
Yes.
now.
You have been in
Come
multiple
on,
Super Bowls
Oregon.
and have been a multi Super Bowl champion as an offense coordinator.
What?
There's no reason that you
Oh,
couldn't make any adjustments at all
oh,
for Drake May. There's no reason at all. You know your left
oh,
tackle was getting killed. You knew your right tackle was getting killed. But yet you
oh,
still kept them on an island the entire time. And now you're
oh.
having these young boys, these kids, have to go on the podium and explain themselves when it really
Hey,
should be you explaining for all of them.
it's
That's
backwards,
the
but you
whole
know what I
point.
mean.
You have Will Campbell almost in tears trying to explain himself. You got Drake May in tears trying to explain himself. They are children. You are 14 years in the NFL as an OC. You have had head coaching opportunities because of your offensive
I'm gonna throw my
brilliance,
hat.
and you did not make a single adjustment. And I know I'm not exaggerating because even the commentators said that it looked like y'all didn't do anything different. You just hoped that some point Drake May was going to Drake May and make a game out of it. That's what you were hoping for. And you gambled and you lost. Your defense showed up. For real, for real, the Patriots had won. Christian Gonzalez would have been the MVP of the Super Bowl the way he played. But you did not, you being the one championship outside of Mike Vrabel, you are the one championship pedigree
I,
person
I need one. I need a
on
quick
that
timeout.
organization, and you did not hold up your end of the bargain
But
and left Drake May out there like to slaughter.
I need a quick timeout. Hold on, Tristan. Hold on. We didn't talk about this at all, ladies and gentlemen, before we went on air. I have not spoken with Tristan about what he was gonna say, and he has not spoken
He
to me
ain't
about.
lying.
And I just want to say that great minds
Think alike.
everything you said, Tristan, before you came on the air is what I said before you came on the air. Everything you said just now is the exact same thing.
And we didn't even have a conversation about the Super Bowl
We
after the Super Bowl.
did not.
No, we
Did
didn't.
not.
Surprise! No. That's what we usually do. On Monday, we didn't say nothing.
We didn't say anything.
Tuesday, we didn't say nothing. Today, we didn't say nothing.
Nope. We was too busy
games.
putting together a surprise for y'all for the next show. Y'all gonna see it next show.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's what we talked about. The thumbnails and that's what we talked about.
That's
we
what we talked about.
What we were gonna talk about at all. And Tristan basically just reiterated everything I said almost verbatim in his own words. He just paraphrased everything I just said.
You sure did.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense that we barely have heard anything from Josh McDaniels, honestly, since that time. I've heard from everybody but you. We should hear from you. What happened? What
know
didn't
what?
you? What couldn't you figure out? What couldn't you see?
So,
And now, as far as for Sam Darnold, and I know we're gonna harp on back to that, but as far as for Sam Darnold did what he was supposed to do, not turn over the ball. Don't turn over the ball. We got it. We got it from here.
That's what I said.
Don't turn over the ball.
That's what I said. He didn't. All he had to do, because Sam Darnold, and I said Sam Darnold was able to do that because he's been in the league so long that he's mature enough
He
to realize,
understands
hey,
the
I don't
moment.
have to be Superman. All I
He
have to
understood
do
the
is
moment.
let my run game handle business, let my defense keep doing what they've been doing, and don't put the ball in harm's way. That's all he had to do was make the smart decisions. That's it.
And you know what Clint Kubiak did that was smart? He said, "Oh, you've already missed 2 long bomb throws that could have been interceptions. Let's just do some screens and some slants and keep this real simple and keep giving the ball to Kenneth Walker." What did he do? Adjust. Unlike Josh McDaniels, who couldn't adjust, and that's why Clint Kubiak is now a head coach and you are still an offensive coordinator. This is why.
But also, Josh McDaniels had 2 opportunities before and he failed. So
and made poor decisions.
All the failed opportunities that he had. Questions, comments from our viewers. If you have a comment about what we're talking about, please go in the chat box and let us know what your thoughts are on this past Sunday's Super Bowl.
Let me say this too. I wonder, since Josh McDaniels, because today's Wednesday, Wednesday's about to be over with. It's about to be Thursday, and Josh, you still haven't heard from Josh McDaniels? I wonder if this is the reason why you see him not being a head coach anymore and just being an offensive coordinator, is because a real coach would have been said something about why it was more so on him and not those young guys. Like I said, those guys, Will Campbell's a rookie. The left guard's a rookie. The right tackle struggle on that was okay. Morgan Moses, okay, fine. Morgan Moses is an older guy, but that's one older guy on the offensive line. And Drake May is a baby too. Okay, like you said, Tristan, Josh McDaniels, you've been in the Super Bowl so many times. You've been a head coach twice. You was really a head coach of a third team, but you bailed out on them. It makes me wonder about Josh McDaniels' character really at the end of the day.
It's his arrogance. It's
Oh,
the Adam Gates
thank you.
arrogance. He's
Thank you.
arrogant. He's arrogant, and he just believes his scheme is just going to eventually break
I'm,
through.
I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that in his mind he feel like he did nothing wrong.
He probably did. He probably did.
Yes.
I'm willing to bet. That's why you haven't heard from him. It's like, well, it wasn't my fault. It was the quarterback. He didn't do what I told him. You got him taking 5-step drops against this pass rush. You're an idiot, and you didn't adjust.
And let me say this: as good as Drake May is, if Josh McDaniels don't change who he is as an offensive coordinator,
Good morning.
New England may never get back to the Super Bowl.
He gonna ruin him. He gonna ruin the kid.
Mark my words. It is February 11, 2026, 10:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Time. If Josh McDaniels don't change his ways, this team may never get back to the Super Bowl. And like you said, he might ruin Drake May. He may. I hate to say it.
That's a great segue. I like how you did that because we can talk about moving forward. So let's start with the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. I made some notes here.
Okay.
As of right now, the Seattle Seahawks have $72.2 million with the adjustment in cap space, but they have a laundry list of very, very influential free agents that are going to be unrestricted free agents.
Yeah.
Let's look the list. Rashid Shaheed.
Got to keep.
Josh Jones, who's not a starter. Josh Jones is a tackle.
He can go. Yeah, he can go.
They might let him walk, but then after this, look what's going on. Boye Mafe, one of their best pass rushers.
You got to keep him.
Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP.
Got to keep.
Yeah.
Josh Joe, the other corner that put Tariq Woolen on the bench.
You got to keep the entire secondary.
Kobe
Now,
Bryant.
time before Eric keep going because I know Woolen's a free agent too. Woolen can walk.
I was getting to that.
Woolen can walk.
He's at the bottom of my list. I was getting that.
I'm sorry, but I knew you was getting to him at some point. He can go.
But Raheem Shaheed, Josh Jones, Boye Mafe, Kenneth Walker, Josh Joe, Kobe Bryant, the safety, and then finally Tariq Woolen. Now I'm gonna tell you like this.
Kobe, you got to keep Kobe.
Even though they have $72.2 million in cap space, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, but a lot of those players are going to be asking for a lot of money too since they won the Super Bowl.
That's my point because typically what happens, and we know this, those who really follow the business side of football, once you win that ring, now it's about, okay, let me secure my financial future.
Yes.
Maybe I can try to go win another one somewhere else. I might go to another contender, but a contender that can pay me more than what this team can pay me. And all of them going to have that mindset. There's a high probability. I'm not going to say what they're thinking, but most guys are like that. Some guys is like, okay, I want to win a championship. I'll take a pay cut to win a championship. I'll take less money to go somewhere where I can get a shot at a championship. But then when these guys win championships, it's like, okay.
Now, the smart thing, let me say this. I'm sorry. The smart thing really is for all of them to take less money and stay together. Because I don't know.
Idealistically, sure.
Because I don't think any of these guys are capable of going, especially outside of this system that they're in, and be the main guy.
I gotta give you a little pushback on that.
Well, I'm not saying and none of them, but I'm talking about more so the DBs.
No, I gotta give you a little pushback on that because their scheme is still derivative of that 3D zone that they like that a lot of teams like are playing now. It's not the same Legion of Boom 3 deep zone that they play, but it's a derivative of that. And Josh Job is a just him. I'm gonna start with him. He is what you call a versatile corner because he can play that. He can play 3 deep or he can play man. He can get in your face and play man. And if a corner that's that versatile can go anywhere and play, and he's proven himself. Kenneth Walker, anywhere you got a one cut zone read.
Well, everybody. Well, I'm even talking about Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, man. Like,
but
almost
every team
is running that offense now.
Is running that offense, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Kenneth Walker could go anywhere that's got enough money that, and almost everybody's offense is Jesus. You got the Chargers that's going to be running that system now.
Raiders,
the Raiders, the Rams, the Niners, the Commanders. The Commanders are running that system. Like Kenneth Walker could go anywhere. Anybody that want to throw enough money at him, he can go anywhere and flourish because that system that he flourished in. Shaheed is just to take the top off the defense and a great return guy. So his value is his contract isn't going to be as high as say like a George Pickens, but he's still going to command a lot of money because of his versatility as a return guy and someone who can take the top off the defense and open up everything underneath. So, but it's going to be really up to the mindset of these guys. Now, my speculation on this is they're going to retain somewhere between 40 to 50% of these guys on this list. I think they will. But I think there's going to be some defections. There's going to be somebody. I don't know who. But there's going to be some guys that's going to be like, yeah, I'm finna go. Like Tariq Woolen going to think he's doing a big thing. I'm finna go. We didn't want you anyway. It's like, so like, yeah, he got benched. I mean,
Woolen's about to be replaced by a rookie.
Yeah, and like Woolen is going to have to go somewhere where the defense coordinator is a defensive back specialist, and it can he'd be a reclamation project where it's going to be like, okay, you got the size, you got the speed, we got to fix what's going on up here, and then we're going to make a great corner out of you. He could be a great reclamation project, but I think he needs to get out of Seattle. But that being said, also the loss of Clint Kubiak as an offensive coordinator. Whoever steps into that role next year has got to be able to maintain that consistency just enough to let that defense continue to win games for you. So what is Sam Darnold going to look like with a different offensive coordinator, especially if the coordinator doesn't run the scheme that he's flourished in the last 3 years?
I think I heard something today that they're trying to promote from within.
Okay, we're going to see how that works because let's be honest, the last 3 years, San Francisco, Minnesota, Seattle, he's been running the same system. And that's why he's gotten better. But if they flip the script on him, we got to look at that. Because, again, Sam Darnold is not that great of a quarterback. Okay.
Also, I heard DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, I'm not saying he is going to retire, but I heard that retirement could be a possibility for him.
I mean, he got the brakes beat off of him in Dallas for several years, and he finally got his championship. I'd be like, I'm going to the house. Look, training camp. I don't think I want to do this. Man, I finally got my ring. Man, look,
I've made my money.
Yeah, I done made my money. I finally got my ring. I'll holler at y'all. But yeah, so that's realistic. I can see that. I could see that. So looking over on the New England side, you got Caleb Von Chasson.
Caleb Von Chasson.
Well, we say Chasson down here on the coast of Louisiana.
So yeah, Caleb Von Chasson.
He is from Louisiana, and I guarantee if you talk to his people, it's probably Chasson. That's probably
he was that first round pass rusher, came out the same year CeeDee Lamb came out, and those guys.
He's a free agent.
He drafted by Jacksonville, and he had his good year in New England.
That they have a better situation as far as talent defecting, or they don't have a lot of big free agents that are going to be leaving. Jalen Hawkins and Caleb Von Chasson are like the only two that are like of note that basically Okay, we gotta get these guys back. And the Patriots got like about 42.2 million. That's an easy fix. Hey, we're gonna give you this money. We're gonna keep this defense together, and we just gonna use the rest of our money and our draft picks to go ahead and build around
offense and defense.
Yeah. And I mean, they improved on that defense. Look out, because that defense, I still say New England has one of the quietest, no-name great defenses this season. They were outstanding, but they didn't have a lot of household names outside of maybe Chris Gonzalez. That's about it. But they were great. Again, held Seattle to no touchdowns until the fourth quarter. So I'll put my money on any team most of the time. If you told me, okay, we're gonna give you a defense that's gonna hold teams to no touchdowns for 3 quarters. Okay, I'll take that. So they don't have a lot they don't have a lot that they look like they may lose in the offseason. So that brings up the question, those of y'all watching at home, you want to comment in the comment box. Which one of these teams is most likely to repeat? I ain't talking about going to Super Bowl, just repeat within their divisions first. Division. Now I'm going to start with New England. You got New England, you have the Jets, you have the Bills, and you have the
Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Dolphins new coach, Bills new coach. Jets still trying to get off the ground. They still on the tarmac. I think the New England can easily win this division again.
I think so too.
People talking about the schedule, but like this year's schedule was easy, and this will be a tougher schedule because we playing a first place schedule. But I still think they can still win this division.
That division, yeah, because like you said, Buffalo has a new head coach. That defense is also going through a change because I forgot who did. Oh, Jim Leonard's the defensive coordinator, so it's shifting from a 4-man front to more of a 3-man front. And of course, run some nickel stuff. The Jets are in rebuild mode. Matter of fact, they have a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator as well. And then Miami has a new head coach with a new general manager. So, yes, New England has the best chance because, like you said, and then they don't have the critical amount of free agents that Seattle has as well. Because, I mean, you can keep K'Lavon Chase on, but he should be cheap. Okay, and when I say cheap,
he's not going to command like
a lot of money,
Myles Garrett type money. Yeah,
thank you. He should, but you can still draft a defensive end to be ready to replace him after a while.
Yes.
So New England, they just need to build depth on that defensive line and continue to build that defense and find a wide receiver to be ready to replace Stephon Diggs whenever he does retire.
But
Seattle,
I think they have a better chance of winning that division. But go ahead.
Seattle can have a hard time because, listen, the Rams still gonna be a tough team. And I know you don't like the Rams, but I'm interested in seeing what Cliff Kingsbury brings to the table with that Rams offense. And San Francisco, for them to win 12 games and get as far as they did with all those injuries, especially on defense, and we said it numerous times, no Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa. Dude, win 12 games like that, that's scary. That's scary. And have all those critical free agents, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough at the end of the day.
That honestly, like, and this is not, again, this is my analyst hat, not my fan hat. The NFC West is probably the best division in football this past season. And it could be going forward. Now we hadn't gone.
Yes, that's the best division, and then the AFC West was second best.
Yeah, I mean, you look at we hadn't done free agency yet. We ain't got into that. We ain't got into the draft yet. But if all three of these teams do what I think they're going to do, I don't think the Rams are gonna. I don't think the Rams are going to botch up any of their offseason moves. I don't think San Francisco is because they're on a revenge mission. And, Seattle, of course, they're the defending champions of the division. It's going to be a dog fight.
It's gonna be a dogfight, of course.
And provided that everyone can stay healthy. This is a way too soon prognostication, but provided that everyone can stay healthy, I'm seeing all three of these teams getting double-digit wins again next year, honestly. And we could possibly see a different champion out of these three teams.
Yeah.
It could easily be the San Francisco at the top. It could easily be the Rams at the top. And San Francisco got the wild card. Or you got two wild cards like this year, like we had,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, the Seattle's road is tougher. They're going to play a tougher schedule. They played a second place schedule this year. They're going to have to play a first place schedule this year. And they got to see the Rams and the 49ers in four of those games. So, it's. I think their road back to the top is tougher. Now, Vegas has them right now way too early odds for Super Bowl 61. They have Seattle, then the Patriots. But if you look at those odds, the top six teams, out of those top six teams, you got the Rams, you got the Niners, you got Buffalo, basically the teams from these divisions, basically.
Buffalo, top six?
Yeah, they in the top six. It's crazy. I think they putting all their money in the Josh Allen basket.
They really are.
And it's like, listen, he's elite. The team isn't. I think that's the best take, the quickest, shortest, most concise take that someone can say about the
Thank you, man. Oh my.
Josh Allen is elite. The team is not. I think anybody who can think pragmatically.
That defense is going to go through a serious change.
Yes, and I think if you look at it pragmatically, you're gonna agree with me. Those of you who are watching or listening, the quarterback's elite. The team isn't. That literally is what's going on. It's the polar opposite of Seattle, where you have the team is magnificent, but the quarterback isn't.
Thank you.
So it's like that's what you have in Buffalo.
Yeah, so, Buffalo's not top six. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna see there's a lot of upheaval and move around, and then you got to look at some things too, because San Francisco's got a new defense coordinator, Raheem Morris. Mm-hmm. We know he runs a similar concept to what Robert Saleh runs, with some different wrinkles in there. So the defense could be even better, or it could be worse, honestly.
He also knows some Fangio stuff too,
and he has all those different wrinkles. That's what I'm talking about. So it's like it's not going to be specifically the old-fashioned Legion of Boom 3D zone type of defense anymore. You're going to see a whole bunch of different wrinkles, which could mean some changes in personnel too. It might be some folks that you may not see in San Francisco next year. Not the household names. You're going to see them. But there's probably going to be some changes in the secondary. And I know there's probably going to be some changes on linebacking core. Of course, Freaky Fred's going to still be there. But
no, he's getting traded for 2 first-round picks.
No. Never that. No. So, but there's no way you trade the best linebacker in football, even with a broke ankle. But yeah. So why, man? Why? Let Trent Baalke stay wherever he is on Skid Row somewhere. Well, I don't know where the hell he is. He ain't got no job in the NFL now. Just let him lie where he at. Who the two brothers from Trading Places that let them stay over there. Don't let Prince of King give him no money. Talking about we back. Just let Trent Baalke stay wherever the hell he at. Okay. The Dukes, the Duke brothers. Yeah, that's him. Get him out. No, man. Come in here and triggering me and stuff like that. I'm trying to enjoy myself. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. We will be back on Monday, the 16th. All our shows now that the Super Bowl is over will be on Mondays at the same time, 8:20 p.m. We will be live every Monday. We'll be
talking off-season stuff.
All season, we're gonna cover all season stuff. We've begun our off season scouting for the draft. So make sure you chime in with your questions about different players. We'll be talking about the free agency period and all those things that are included on Just a Fan Podcast. We are an NFL podcast 365. We cover the NFL. We all year. We do not take days off. As a matter of fact, sometime throughout this offseason, we will have a couple of weeks where we will have a viewer's choice show where you will have an opportunity to ask anything you want. The show will be nothing but about being you because you're just fans and we're just fans and we love football. So with that being said, Brandon, take us out.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, like you said, we're going to be live on Monday, starting this coming Monday on President's Day, okay? Right now, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, okay? You can follow us on Facebook, IG, TikTok, and Twitter. All right. Also, Monday, we might have a surprise for you. Keep your eyes open. Keep them wide open, okay?
New things for a new off season.
Hey. And by the way, our quarterback that runs the show, Trish TV, yeah, y'all gonna find out why that's why I keep calling him the quarterback of this thing. Y'all gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out. And y'all gonna go crazy, man. Y'all gonna go crazy.
I hope I hope y'all go crazy. I hope y'all will be like, okay, that was nice. And I hope y'all like, oh that's dope. Yeah. I hope y'all like it. We hope you like it.
All right. So anyway, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs the show, future Hall of Famer, That Direction Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. Hey, that wasn't Drake May's fault. That was Josh McDaniels' fault. Okay?
Absolutely.
And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, that Trayvon Diggs is
trash.
I know, I'm misbehaving. I'm such a bad boy.
We're going to take that control board from you. You know how to act, you'll get it back. Yeah.
I'm misbehaving, man. I'm misbehaving. Somebody, never mind, don't shut up. Good night, y'all. Peace out.